everyone, it's Abby again. I'm doing a big unhaul kind of video this time because I have too many books for no reason. I won't read them again, or I don't care about them, or I really don't like them at all. It's mostly because I used to be a literature student. I was planning to be a French literature teacher, and so I kept all those books to be sure to have them and be able to use them while planning classes and all that stuff. But now that I won't be a teacher, I don't want to do that anymore. I just want to get rid of all those books because kind of fuck those books. And also the bookcases I have, I just want to get rid of them at some point, and it's just like really messy right now anyway. And also I have like I don't know, I don't remember how far back, but once my apartment caught on fire, but it wasn't a big fire, but it was enough a thing that like some stuff were destroyed. There were like all my books were dirty, so I had to clean them because anyway, big story short, the insurance I had wasn't enough to pay to clean them professionally, so I still have a few boxes full of books that are still dirty that I should clean. And when all that stuff is done, I'm gonna decide which one I keep and which one I give away. And also there's books I want to get soon, and physical copy I want to get, and I want to put them in a bookshelf. So that's why I want to make some space, because even now with the book I want to get rid of and the book I still have in boxes and all that stuff, I'm sure I don't have enough space anyway. So my plan is to do at least at least two video of like the stuff I'm gonna unhaul. And also I want to take this time to tell you about like 3 books I pre-ordered because I'm excited. It's 3 books that were announced because it's translation from Chinese books that are kind of famous because they've been adapted into live action TV show or anime or manga. I don't know exactly what's the name for Chinese manga, but yeah. So it's 3 books from the same author, and the author's name, I'm gonna try my best to pronounce the names the best I can. The author's name is Mo Chang Tong Chiu. The adaptation that are famous is The Untamed, who's on Netflix, and also I think Evan Official's Blessing, I think the anime is on Netflix, so The Untamed on Netflix and Evan's Official's Blessing on Netflix also. I started like watching The Untamed, but I was really confused. And then I saw some translation online of the book, fan translation of the novel, and I started like understanding more what was going on in the story. But when I heard that they were going to do an official translation, I just stopped like reading the fan translation and just pre-ordered the books. But I'm really excited to read them. There's a third one that like I think is maybe not as well known, or I don't know it as well as the 2 other. So it's called The Scum Villains Self-Saving System. But there's an anime for this one too, but the style is not really my style, so I'm not planning on like watching it right now, maybe after I read the book or whatever. And I first heard about like the Untamed through my friend Alison Stock, who is um, the co-host of Xena Warrior Business, a podcast about Xena Warrior Princess, which started like it's a sister podcast to Seller Business, yeah, Seller Business. And so I was a guest on both podcasts, and I really got along with Allison. So she started like, well, if you like try the podcast, you know what I mean. She's very vocal on stuff she enjoys. So I read a few books through her recommendation, like Captive Prince and the Lemon Chronicle, which I never really finished. I think there's like one book I still need to read. I'll get to it one day. And so yeah, and lately I'm really into like I want to read Chinese, um not exactly well, yes, Chinese books, but like fiction that are set into a Chinese setting. I don't know why I'm really like into it, and I started watching again Romance of Three Kingdoms, so maybe that's why, but yeah, whatever. um I don't know if it's really necessary for me to explain to you like the plot of each book. To be honest, like I know most of the plot of wait, the Untamed is actually called Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. I know a bit more about the plot of this book, the other two a bit less, but it's all a bit like uh, medieval fantastic or Chinese fantasy, and it's all yeah, I'm pretty yeah, they're all Danmei. Um, they're all like boy love stories, and I usually don't really go for this kind of stories, but every boy love I read I really enjoy, so maybe it's just like I don't know, I think I don't like it, but I actually quite like it. Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation is the story of Wei Wuxian, who was the most powerful like most powerful man of his generation, but during a war he actually died, and because of like the way he tried to get more power at the end of his life, I think um, people actually started hating him, and his death was celebrated. So but the thing is, he's reincarnated into uh, another person's body who sacrificed his soul, so Wei Wuxian can like get revenge on his behalf, or something like that. But um, his past still is uh, well, the thing that happened is in his past still are like kind of there, and he's gonna reunite with La Wangji, who's another cultivator with another personality entirely, because they're very like, I feel like they're very different from one another, but they're attracted to one another anyway. So, and there's like ghosts and demons and all that stuff. So that's the Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, or like the novel who was adapted to the Untamed. Then Heaven Official's Blessing is the story of a crown prince called Xie Lian, who is renowned for his beauty, strength, purity, all that stuff. And he actually ascended to godhood, but somehow that angered people in heavens, and he was cast back to the mortal realm, or banished, something like that, to like do some tasks to maybe amend, or it's like the job they gave him when he got cast there, and he meets someone, I think. Something happened. I don't know more than this. Yeah. And then the last one, who I don't know much about, is called The Scum Villain Self-Saving System. Is actually like very tropey, I feel like, because I've like encountered many stories, well, mostly through webcomics, about like someone who dies and then is reborn into like the story he was reading, the novel he was reading, the comics he was reading. So that's the setting for this book. And it's like the one who died, who's called Shen Yuan. He encounters one of the main character of the book he was reading, who's called Lo Bing He, and stuff happened. I don't know exactly what's happening there, but I think there's like maybe demon and like, I don't know, power and all that stuff. They're all like fantasy settings, so you know what you're in for. So that's the 3 books that are coming in December. I think it's the 14th of December I'm gonna get them. I hope it's gonna get there like on the day, because I'm really excited to read them. And so that's about that. Now I'm gonna show you like most of the book I'm gonna unhaul. And yeah, I'm gonna split the video because already it's kind of long just for the introduction part. Okay, so I'm gonna donate part of those books to some of my friends, because I know like they're gonna either enjoy them, or they could enjoy them, or they could be interested in like getting them. And for the other part of it, and even like there's books I'm gonna donate that I don't really like anymore. That's why I'm wearing my poop t-shirt. And so yeah, let's start. So yeah, some of the book I'm gonna donate, like there's most of the title are in French, and I won't translate them because like I don't think it's like that relevant. I'm sure anyway that most of them you can like infer what they are in English, because some of them are like classic literature. Anyway, so yeah, some of the ones I'm gonna donate are this one, who's called Le Libraire de Kabul, so like Kabul's library maybe. It's like a story about a librarian in Afghanistan during like, I think, I don't remember if at some part there's the war or whatever, but there's like Taliban's come in, and I enjoyed it, but I won't read it again. So I'm gonna donate this. This one is Si c'est un homme, so if he's a man, something like that. I said I'm not gonna translate them, but maybe I will, but whatever. And it's like a story of Holocaust survivor, and it's mostly the story when he's in the camp and stuff like that. I think some people might enjoy it. I think I quite enjoyed it when I read it, but I won't read it again. So that's that. Then Anne Frank's Diary. I read it once, won't read it again. This one is called Novecento Pianist, so like piano man maybe. I don't quite remember reading it. It's a very small book. I mostly remember like watching the movie in class because it was like most of the books I already went through were books I bought for school, except maybe like Anne Frank's Diary. This one was also this kind of book I bought for school, and so I read it maybe once. I saw the movie. I like took what I needed from it, and I won't read it again. But maybe someone I know could enjoy it. Then I got these two. It's Quebec author. She mostly write about her home story, and so it's called La Brèche and Borderline. Both books were used to make a movie, and I read both of them once, and even though I think it was okay, I don't really care about like the subject in them anymore. I won't read them again, so yeah, donating those. And then again, I have those two books from another Quebec author. So it's Les Grands Marais and Volkswagen Blues. This one could be translated to like, I don't know, like Big Sea Rise or whatever. This one I actually quite enjoyed, but I read it so many times, both by myself and through school, that I know I won't read it again. I have like the story printed in my head, so that's fine. I'm gonna donate it. This one I read once for class and I don't care much about it, so I'm gonna donate them. Then I got again another Quebec author. So it's Carnet de Naufrage, which could be translated to like, I'm not quite sure, to be honest. Doesn't really matter. And Chercher le vent, who can be translated to Seeking the Wind. I read both of them during Cégep, who's the two to 3 years you do after high school, just before getting to university. And back then, there were like both of them were into my like favorite books of all times, and now I kind of despise them because they were written in a time in Quebec where mainly male author, were writing about like kind of mid-30 or early 30 existential crisis of the male Quebec man. And I don't care about the subject anymore. It's kind of boring. I'm sure they're well written. I'm sure they're still interesting, but they are also associated with like stuff that happened in Cégep during that time, which, yeah, I don't want them anymore. So that's that. Then I have Le Grand Cahier from Agatha Christophe. I'm sure you know what's the translation of it. And I know there's so many people who like love this book. It's like a favorite for some people. And to them, I want to ask, who hurt you? Like, I get it. It's different from like other books and like it's cruel and all that stuff. But like, okay, it's cruel. And then, anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna donate it to a friend. And this one, there's another book from this author who's called Elisabeth von Arborg. I don't know how to pronounce her name, and frankly, I don't care, because this book, I think I read it through. It was more like easy to read back when I got it. There was another book I got who was like the first volume of some kind of series she wrote, who's part like fantasy and sci-fi or something like that. The other book, I'm gonna find it. I'm also gonna donate it with it because you don't separate family. So yeah, the other book, I'm not sure, I never finished it, and to be honest, I don't care about it. It's like very boring, or it's very hard to read or to enjoy. And the main reason why I want to get rid of those two books is because the author um, said some very problematic stuff online, and like fuck her. So I want to get rid of both of the books I got from her. So these one, I'm gonna donate those. There's like another like box of thing I'm gonna donate to a friend. Uh, there's some I already donated to a friend, and yeah, I won't go through these because they were already discarded when I started doing my big cleanup. And a cleanup I still gonna do because like every day I go through my bookcase and there's something I'm like, why am I keeping this book? I don't care about it. I just want to get rid of it. I won't open it again. I won't read it. Whatever. So then I'm gonna go through the ones I have too many copies of. Or wait, there's one book I'm not sure I'm gonna donate because like reason you will understand very quickly is this one. It's called L'erreur est humaine. It's written by this guy, you know? So I want to get rid of it for obvious reasons. And it's like, on top of it, it's a compilation of short stories. I don't care for short stories. So I'm not sure I'm gonna donate it to a friend because yeah. Okay, so the other pile, it's not a big pile, it's mostly like stuff I have like too many copies of. And so the first one is Gargantua from François Rabelais. I have two copies here. I still have another one. I don't know how this happened, but yeah, these two copies I'm gonna donate because the one I'm keeping is actually there's like one page is the original text and the other page is a more current French version. So even though I took like old French classes back in the days, it's easier to understand like with the translation next to it. So yeah, these yeah, the book I'm not donating to friends. I'm gonna just like drop them into little free library. Yeah, there's a bunch in my neighborhood, so today or tomorrow or in the next few days I'm just gonna pack everything and drop them everywhere and take this opportunity to walk a bit also. So yeah, then there's this book. It's Molière Three Plays, and I think either like two of these or all of these I saw like in an actual theater, like with actor playing the plays, and I already have an exact same copy of this, so this one I'm getting rid of. Then there's Phèdre from Racine, who's another play. I have another copy of this book, and this one is very old. The other one is more like new, and yeah. I'm gonna finish this first video here, and I'm gonna do the second one with like I still have a lot of them to go through, and then I'm gonna maybe take you with me while I'm dropping them off in little libraries. So yeah, see you in the next one.